Hi, guys. Really excited to be here today. My name is Joel Solomon, your prosperity coach, and I'm here with Molly Singh, the master couples coach, university professor, the certified infinite possibilities trainer and trailblazer, and of course, my co-author of Infinite Love and Money. Molly, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me, Joel. So, we're talking about the second chapter in our book, Infinite Love and Money, and that is the financial backgrounds chapter. Your backgrounds and beliefs around money started when you were a child at home processing how your parents dealt with and felt about money. And this comes forward, that background comes forward in the most unusual ways. You either follow it through with the same habits and ideas, or your pendulum swings the complete opposite way and you kind of counteract everything that they did. And so this chapter will actually dive into who you are, where those feelings came from, and how you bring it forward.
Exactly. And one of the exercises, so we have a lot of exercises throughout the book as when you read the book, you'll see. And in this second chapter, we get into some exercise. And one of those exercises is really designed to help you understand yourself and your partner's views about different money terms. So we have a lot of money terms, and I'll hand it back to Molly to start.
We're going to give you an example of a conversation that we encourage you to have. And you'll notice that I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to dig deeper. I'm going to be nosy, even though I might have heard and know what Joel's background is or why his belief is here. I'm going to ask questions anyway because I want to dig deeper. And that's, as a couple, what you're going to want to do as well. So, in the list of terms, and Joel has no idea which topic I'm going to pick, but I pick taxes. Joel, how do you feel about taxes?
Great question, Molly. So I think in general, my view is consistent with most people. I don't love taxes. I don't love doing my taxes. I don't love paying taxes, although I do know that logically it's a good thing to pay taxes. It means that I've made a lot of money and I got to pay a lot of taxes. But still, subconsciously, the feeling is, oh, I have to do my taxes. I'm probably going to have to pay money. So that's generally my feeling about taxes. It's not a excitement. I'm not excited about taxes.
And where does that feeling come from?
Great question. It's probably just from, history, probably from, my father doing his taxes or his accountant doing his taxes and hearing, oh, accountant just completed the taxes and I got to pay this amount of money. So it's probably from, early on in childhood even.
So it comes from maybe your parents and hearing that.
Exactly. Hearing the words that, oh, we got to pay money and that the feeling associated with those words,
Sure.
it wasn't a positive feeling.
So what feeling did you do you if you can think back, what feeling did you have when you were a kid hearing those words?
Yeah, it was probably just a feeling of unhappiness or feeling that in like you don't have enough.
Mm. And has your feeling about taxes changed in the last year?
Yes, I mean, I actually, so like, because of this book and because of writing this book, I have a different feeling about a lot of different terms. And I do feel that that being grateful that one, I can pay my taxes.
Yeah.
One, I did make enough money to actually generate taxes. It would be really bad if you're, not making any money, you don't have to pay any taxes. So it's a good thing logically. And so I'm shifting my thoughts and feelings and beliefs around taxes.
Do you want those feelings to change in any way in the upcoming year?
Great question. I think I'm in a pretty good spot around my feelings around taxes at this point. So
Okay,
I'm okay.
great. Do you want to ask me the same question?
Sure. So let's go through another. We have I think we have 12 different money terms in the chapter. So let me pick another one. Um, how about vacation. What's your feelings around the word vacation?
Well, my feelings are obviously, well, for me, people who know that I like to travel, I actually live to travel. Will do anything to travel. So I have really good feelings around vacation. I try to go, 2, 3 times a year.
So it's a positive, you have a positive feelings. And
Oh,
and tell me why you think this is so.
why I
Is it
have positive feelings about vacation? Well, so I have an interesting background. I'm Indian by descent. My parents both were born and raised in India, came to the US in the early 60s. And when I was around 8 years old, they wanted me to get to know the culture. And so they sent me back to my uncle in India and had me learn Indian style dance. And so I studied dance for since I was
Hmm.
probably 7.5 on up. And so really, really studied it. I do immersions in India. I would be in here. Well, I was in California at the time. So I would take weekly classes, etc. So I was very immersed in the culture in Indian dance, and so I would go a lot to India, and I explored my life through dance in that way, and explored different cultures because as I grew, I wanted to learn other cultures. So for me, vacation is summer vacations always meant going to India. It always meant traveling when I was younger.
right?
So this, to that end, I would go to my uncle's, and as I grew older, I wanted to explore more of India. And I remember by the time I was 16, my parents said that I saw more of India than they had, and they were there until their 30s. So it was one of those things. I've always had this desire to explore, and I've been very fortunate to be able to continue to do that.
That's awesome. Really awesome. So have your thoughts or feelings about vacation changed in the last year?
Yes. I have great, well, we are still in a COVID time period, so I did not travel. I have not traveled in over a year. And yeah, I miss it. I miss it terribly. So I am looking forward to our new travel. So that's where we've got a few things that we want to do this year. So yep, I'm very excited about looking
So
forward
you're
to it.
seeing changes coming in the next 12 months, positive
A lot
changes.
of changes. Well, actually, seeing changes that coming even sooner than that because we're both vaccinated. So yeah, we feel pretty confident and that we can be safe and travel.
Great.
Yes.
So
So
this is an exact example of what we recommend you and your partner doing, having the conversation, going back with each of these terms that we have in the chapter and actually having the discussion, having using the questions that Molly and I just went through and having the discussion. So Molly, you want to add? Yes.
I do. Thank you, Joel. It's really important to try and, as you saw, Joel tried to help me stick to the topic of money, but it's also important to allow the person to veer off and talk about whatever they're going to talk about. So I talked to Joel about how much I study dance, and I think that I've mentioned that I've studied dance, but I don't think he knew that level of detail about me. So there's always an opportunity to learn more about each other as you continue to have these types of conversations. And we encourage you to have these types of conversations all the time about every subject. We did put, as Joel mentioned, about 12 terms within this chapter. But if there are other terms that you can think of that we didn't, please continue to have those conversations. This book is all about growing together.
Exactly. Thanks, Molly. And so next week, we're going to be talking about money and emotions. That's chapter 3, emotions. So we look forward to talking to you then. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Oh, sorry. I believe in you.